Good morning. This is Grancy. Yesterday I didn't get a chance to do my blog because I couldn't really get my thoughts together. But today I've been thinking a lot about what I'm going to talk about for my own little personal diary here. And I think I'm going to reminisce about where I grew up at. Grew up in Panama City, Florida. A special little place in Panama City called the Cove. Anyone that grew up in the 60s and the 70s in the Cove will never forget it. It's a feeling that you get. It's a lifestyle in the Cove. Grew up on South MacArthur Avenue. I'll never forget it. The trees and the Spanish moss that hung over the trees and the branches over the road is what I remember the most. And when I still drive through there today, I get very sentimental and I want to go back to our house, and I think it's going to be just easy just to pull into the driveway and Mom and Daddy be in there. And then I get this feeling in the pit of my stomach that, no, it's not the 50s and the 60s and the 70s anymore. And they're not there. But my roots are there. My best childhood memories are there. My friends that we all grew up with. Meeting each other at the bus stops to go to school. Playing in the yard and playing outside until it was dark. We really did do all of that. We got a whipping when we needed it. We got things taken away from us when we needed it. But by the same token, we were so loved, and I never doubted that for a minute. My mama could whip me with a switch in 1 minute that she made us pick from a bridal wreath bush that was right outside the house, that she kept on the back of her couch, and she dared us to do anything with it. Every now and then we'd get a hold of it and we'd hide it or throw it away. But nevertheless, if we needed another whipping, she'd make us go out there and pick another one. And you talk about stinging across the back of your legs. You only had to have that done one time to know it and to feel it and to remember it. And you know it didn't hurt any one of us. Not one of us. Today's kids, they couldn't take a switch to the back of the leg, and we'd probably go to jail for it. I don't understand that, but it is what it is. The Cove was so special especially around October and the fall and Halloween. Us kids would dress up. The spookier the better. Didn't have anything to do with the devil. The spookier the better is what made it fun. The adrenaline, the scare. What's wrong with this world today? But anyway, that's another subject. We could actually go into everybody's home and get candy. Candied apples. You know, things right off of their stove. And we could trust them. We didn't have to worry about meanness and, people trying to hurt you with the candy that they gave you, or having to go home and spread out your candy and have Mom and Dad, go through it and make sure that it was all safe. We ate it as we went. We ate it as we went. And if we wasn't about to share it with the brothers and the sisters, that's just not what you do. But times have changed. Another thing I remember is the summertime. The summertime, Mom and Daddy always worked. But in the summertime, my older sister, Nidra, watched me and my little brother, Perry, every summer. I remember black cherry Kool-Aid. I remember Nidra making us do our chores. When I would vacuum, my idea of vacuuming was just high-stepping it. Whatever I had to do to get around whatever you could see, that's what I got. But no, she'd come along behind me like she was Miss Press, Miss Boss, and make me move furniture and stuff out. I frankly think that that might be why I have such an obsession with moving furniture today. It explains a lot as far as my health, because I am a chronic furniture mover. I have moved my couch with my husband on it just because I wanted to move it 2 inches. I can't explain it. It's one of my dark secrets. But getting back to the cove, we were surrounded by St. Andrew Bay, the water, the marina. It was fantastic to grow up one road over from the bay. We spent many summers at Black Beacon, which was a little sand-based little area that we used to go swimming at. I believe my brother learned how to swim there. Nidra and I never did learn how to swim. Daddy would always take us swimming, but he would take us to a place called Beach Drive. You could walk for 4 miles and not get above your ankles. We'd pull up, he'd say, "Now y'all get out there and swim." Or he would take us to Martin Lake in Parker, Florida. And you took one step off and it was 20 foot deep, full of alligators and snakes. And he would say, "All right, now I brought you to swim, get out there and swim." Then he'd get mad at us because we wouldn't do it. And then we'd have the ride home with the 3 of us, fighting over which one was going to sit by the window. Mama would always turn around and say, "Y'all are fighting like a bunch of sore-tailed cats." I can only imagine how bad that is, a sore-tailed cat. But we could get into some scraps between the 3 of us. But ultimately, we all thought that we all won in the end. We always ended up at the table at night, sitting around the dinner table, fussing, fighting, whatever we did, we were always doing it together. We always worked it out. We never gave up on each other. Never will. So, my fondest memories of growing up in the Cove is just the place in itself. It was wonderful. But there is one thing. You can't go back. Peace.